I bet you didn't even know this 4-pack existed. This is by far one of Mezco's best sets ever made. Today we're going to be unboxing Mezco's Ghostbusters. Welcome to part 5 of the Halloween series, and I thought there's no one better to do halfway through the series than the best Halloween movie ever. I won't lie, I didn't even know this set existed until about a month ago, and when I saw it, I knew I had to get it. I love the Ghostbusters. First, of course, we have the man who started it all, Peter. I gotta say, already, first thing out the box, this thing looks so amazing, bro. Next, of course, we have the Go Egon. May I say rest in peace, one of the best characters in the movie for sure. Next up, we have Ray, one of the coolest characters. I've always loved his little goggles he wears. Then, of course, we have my personal Go Winston. This is by far my favorite of the Ghostbusters. Ignore the fact I somehow didn't fit the head in frame, but either way, it looks awesome. Each one of the Ghostbusters does come with a swappable scared head sculpt. Then they all come with a pack of hands, but they're all the same, so I'm just gonna go over one of them. Of course, we have 2 fists, 2 grabbing hands, and 2 relaxed hands. First, for accessories, we have the Sniffer 300. Then we have Ray's Ecto Goggles. Then we have the Ghost Trap with the pedal. Next, we have the PKE meter. Then, of course, a walkie-talkie for each. Now, for the best part, we have the proton packs, and they look absolutely sick. Of course, you can also detach the proton gun, and surprisingly, the cord is even wired, which is sick. But let's get the proton packs on and see what it looks like on each character. Here it is on Peter, of course. Here it is on Egon. Here it is on Ray. And lastly, here it is on Winston. Last thing in the first tray, we have the Goat Slimer. They did a great job on Slimer. I love the translucent plastic, but when did Slimer have all that? I might hear y'all out on this one. But back on back on track. He does have articulated arms as well. And he also comes with his own stand, so of course you can have him floating around like a little ghost, which you can also rotate him around a little bit on it. Then we have some batteries for the proton packs, which we'll get into later. But now on to the second tray. First, we have 4 accessory bags. Not just 1, not just 2, not just 3, but 4 stands. To put them together, all you gotta do is connect 2 pieces and you got an awesome Mezco stand. And lastly, we have 4 proton beams, which you can easily connect to the gun like so. But now let's go ahead and put the batteries in the proton packs. Once you have the batteries in, it's actually super easy to turn on. You just click this button and you have this awesome effect. I just absolutely love that they added it. It can light up. It makes it so much cooler. But now that we're through all the accessories, let's take a closer look at the figures. But since their suits are all the same, I'm actually just going to go over one. So we're going to be using the Go Egon to see all the details on the suits. First, I got to say the quality on these suits is absolutely amazing. You even get a working zipper. Also, they just did such a good job on the likeness for all the characters. I mean, all the head sculpts look just like them. Even the shoulder pads are stretchy and movable if you don't want them on. And of course, they did the Ghostbusters logo absolutely perfect. The utility belts are super detailed, and they even have the cord on the pants. Just all around, they did such a great job on the suits. So let's go ahead and move on to the articulation. But honestly, you do get pretty good head movement. Only issues, the head and neck are actually fused, so it's going to restrict it a little bit. Thankfully, even with the soft goods, you do get a pretty good up and down on the arms. But sadly, it's not double jointed elbows. We only have 90-degree elbows. You still get a good up and down and rotation on the hands. And instead of a bicep swivel, they give you a forearm swivel. Sadly, you pretty much have no ab crunch, but you do have a rotation. And you can't hit the full splits because of the soft goods. But you do have a thigh swivel, as well as some double jointed legs. You do get a good left and right and up and down on the feet. As well, you have a boot cut rotation. To wrap things up, though, I'm super happy to have this in my collection. I've loved Ghostbusters since I was a